What is up, guys? Welcome back to another Forex stream. This one is going over the charts on GC and NQ. So let's get into this. It's a happy Thanksgiving. I should start off with for all my American subscribers out there. I hope you have a pleasant day today. But other than that, fingers crossed the stream goes good, because we have been having a couple little problems here and there with the stream quality and stuff like that. So hopefully everything looks good here. But as you can tell from the title, we are giving away, I think it's 2 or 3 Apex accounts. It's three Apex accounts. You can choose your size all the way up to 300,000. Apex currently has a deal on right now. Okay, so this is really cool. Apex currently has a deal on right now where it's only $10 to get activated. Right, so you can choose, and this is for 100k accounts, by the way. So if, for example, you choose the 100k account, once you're funded, all it is $10, and now you're funded 100k. Right, so we'll cover the upfront cost and all that good stuff. So let's get into this. But we're also giving away a Fosterman's Pro membership for the month as well. So yeah, I think we should start off with gold. We had this really nice drop from here. I think it was like 20 points, wasn't it? Yeah, about 20 points, maybe just a little bit less. So that was pretty nice from GC. But again, like, you know, with being Thanksgiving and stuff like that, it was definitely a lot harder to trade. I don't know if too many people in here ended up catching that sort of trade, right? But what I will say really quick before we get into this is that the giveaway will be held within the next half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. So it's inside the Discord. The way you can enter is you just go to the Discord, scroll down, click inside of there, and you'll be able to join inside the giveaway, right? But the catch is we're actually giving away a couple other things. So for all the chatters that are in here, we have a cool bot that will give away all the stuff as well. So as long as you are chatting in here and you're active for, I think it's at least like 5 minutes, then you'll be able to enter inside this giveaway. So without further ado, let's get into this. So like I said before, we had this crazy drop off. Realistically, CVD was just kind of flatlining, right? No real buyers are interested in here, in getting in positions, right? And you can see here, there's some big buyers stepping in towards these towards the end here, but other than that, there's really nothing going on. Over here, there was a little bit more interesting, though, I should say. For a short, this was pretty interesting. We had the daily value area high, we had the daily VWAP, previous day VWAP as well, all amongst here, right? So this was a lot cleaner of a short, and you could have easily took that down from the value area high pretty much to the point of control. And I said that today. I was saying about the extremes, you know, fading the extremes and stuff like that. For all you guys that aren't in the pro group, what I do is every day I'll post in like some analysis on GC and stuff like that. And that's what I was saying, is pretty much just fade the extremes today, because there's not really much going on, right? If I go over to the bias builder template, you'll see around here, and we did have some form of action. It just wasn't major, right? And you know, we had our level around here, but again, and we came over here, tapped it, kind of hovered around for a bit, and ended up just falling off, right? The level also kind of aligned within this RTH close. You can see around here, actually. Yeah, so this that was actually pretty nice. So this edge right around here was holding up, and that edge right here was the RTH close, and I was kind of holding this up, but it was just failed, right? There's not a lot of volume or delta coming in, like positive delta coming in, so just wasn't great, right? I'm sure most of you guys can agree. But yeah, let's get into this. So we also had this sort of high volume node, previous day point of control sort of area right around here. Let me see. But yeah, as I was saying, the main short of the day, obviously, like, you know, if you caught this, it'd be pretty hard to catch that, right? Like, there was around here, this level just wasn't really holding great, right? And then you know, a lot of people would have got caught off guard with this RTH close. Then it sort of failed, right? You probably could have got into a short right around here, just to take that down after we broke this sort of area, came back in past that RTH close and stuff. You probably could have got into a short there, but again, you know, you're at that rate, it's just not as clear. Whereas something like this over here was a lot more clear, definitely a lot more clear. So, you know, I'm sure a lot of you guys were looking at that. But look at that for a sunset, guys. Great sunset, photogenic sunset right now. This is in Vietnam, for all you guys wondering. But wow, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that just beautiful? So no, it's not a green screen. It ain't a green screen, guys. But yeah, let's let me go into here, and let me just go over here. Let me go over here really quick. CM applies over here. So yeah, what are you guys up to today? Is there any if you guys took any trades on GC or NQ? Obviously Thanksgiving is going to be a little bit annoying to trade, right? Considering the volume and stuff like that. So that's not too fun. That ain't too fun. Yeah, let's see if we can get any decent trades coming in here. There's some big sellers stepping in around here. Again, this move is so like short-lived. There's just, you know, just no action really, isn't there? And some of these selling bounce hit this sort of area around here. So let's see if sellers start stepping in here around this daily point of control. Let's see if these sellers step in. So I did actually get some recommendations from you guys to start analyzing NQ as well, so we could probably get into that in like the next 15 minutes. which will be fun. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, quickly just going over NQ and stuff like that, that'd be pretty cool. But yes, update me guys on whether or not that's something you'd be interested in. Going over NQ, analyzing it. But wow, isn't that sunset beautiful, guys? What a beautiful way for Thanksgiving, right? Black Friday tomorrow, so that's actually a good thing, right? So I actually might as well say that. For Black Friday, Addis. So this software that I'm using right now is called Addis. Most of you guys already know that. If you're in the group, you probably already know that. And they have a Black Friday deal coming out tomorrow, up to 65% off, which is just insane. Right? I can't remember I seen a Black Friday deal that good for like this sort of software. I don't even think I've ever seen it with Addis, so that's really good stuff. Um, so I do know a lot of you guys are picking that up. And I'm pretty sure, so this is the Mac version of Addis, but I'm pretty sure it is the Mac version's included with the Windows version. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure. Um, which is pretty cool, right? So we will see, we will see. But yeah, so pretty much just looking at these sort of things. You know, sellers didn't really step in there, but let's see if they start stepping in. See a bunch of sellers down here. Like I was saying before, this was like a clear as day short. Um, from right up here, right? We had the daily value area high, daily standard deviation band of the VWAP. We had pretty much absorption right at these highs, right? And then even around here, you can see CBD moving up, not getting that follow through within price. So that was a clear as day short. From there, let me see. Yeah, not bad at all. Probably the only decent scalp short on GC. Probably the only decent one. But I will be back in 2 seconds, guys. Give me 2 moments. I'll be back in 2 moments. And I am back. There we go. So that there is a beautiful sunset. That is beautiful, guys. Nice. Let me just get this light on. We can go from here. So, what have you guys been doing today? Any good trades? Still waiting on these sellers stepping in. A little bit of absorption happening around here, right at this daily point of control, but see if they get any follow through. But I suppose what we could do is go over to NQ and let's see what NQ is all about. So, as most of you guys know, I mainly trade GC, right? I'm a GC trader, but I will, from time to time, hop over to NQ just to see what it's all about. So let's see what NQ is saying. Let's see what is NQ saying. If it loads, this would be dreadful if it stopped loading, guys, wouldn't it? But we should be fine. We should be fine. It should load in. There we go. Right, so what are we seeing around here? We're getting a nice little reaction from that value area low. Look at that, fading the extremes. Value area high to value area low, from value area low, point of control. Let's see. John Bull, hi Falsterman. I've been watching your content on OrderFlow, love it, keep it up. Thank you, mate, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Can we get some fireworks for John? Yes, I've been uploading quite a bit lately, trying to get some things done for you guys. There's actually a mini OrderFlow series that's scheduled, so it'll be coming out on schedule. I think there is 12 episodes, pretty much taking you from where to start, so your first OrderFlow sort of experience, to all the way to being able to trade a strategy, right? And I actually give out 3 strategies inside of there, so 3 strategies based off what you're already comfortable with. So let's say, for example, you're comfortable with fair value gaps. There is a nice setup using just fair value gaps in OrderFlow, and then there's another setup that uses pretty much all OrderFlow with some key levels, and then there's just one that's, you know, a little bit more advanced for all the other guys in here that are pretty advanced in this sort of stuff, right? So there's a little bit of something for everyone, okay? And that's what that's all scheduled, so be expecting that. Let me go see if this bias template is loaded in. Let me go over here and turn on this. Wow, that is a heart rate monitor. Yeah, I said this this morning, guys. You know, clearly this is just another example of that. Look at all these buyers just gearing in though. But I said this morning, fading the extremes. You know, what does that mean? Literally shorting the highs, buying the lows of value specifically, right? And if you have any key levels that are around here, well, you know, aren't you in luck, right? Like something like around here. You know, let me just see around here. You know, we have this level around here. You probably could have bought around there. I think we actually had the daily. Yeah, we had the daily value area low around here. This is on NQ though. Yes, you've convinced me to move over to Addis from XAUUSD. Start playing around with the last few days. So much better, cleaner, more order flow tools to use, especially when using footprints. Yeah, I 100% agree. There's a lot of platforms out there. I'm seeing so many different types of platforms, new ones popping up all the time. But something like Addis has been established, right? And plus, there's like a lot of order flow traders have kind of went to the. I think Addis is just a step below something like Sierra charts, right? Like Sierra charts is just so it's like super duper advanced, right? And it's got literally everything. But you know, for most people, you don't need everything, especially when it becomes like when it comes to this sort of stuff, this has pretty much everything any order flow trader would need. And you know, a really cool thing about Addis as well is that you can like make your own scripts. So let's say, for example, you have something that is a really nice setup, right? And you just want to see only this one thing. You know, someone sent me this the other day, and I thought this was just like super duper cool. And it was using, you can see down here in this bottom corner chart. You can see down here, this was, you see some of them at the top of these candles, there's a bit of green, and at the bottom, there's a bit of red, right? This is showing us like absorption. And just visually, like straight away, it's a lot easier to spot, right? Like I think so anyway. Compared to something like, you know, looking at, I'm not saying this is hard to spot, but like this is, you know, for someone that's, if you can make things a little bit easier, why not, right? And I feel like this is just super duper easy. Unfortunately, I can't, if I go into settings really quick, for some reason on my stream it doesn't show up the settings, and I don't know how to fix this yet, so hopefully I will figure out a fix. But yeah, pretty much all this is just cluster search, and I'm looking for at least 10 contracts above on a wick and below on a on the wicks of the sells as well. So I'm looking for sellers at the wick, and I'm looking for buyers at the wick. And if I see them, then that's, you know, pretty straightforward. Like that could be potentially some form of absorption, right? And I just thought that was so cool of a concept, right? I was actually kind of annoyed at myself that I didn't think of this, because that is just like, oh my gosh, they sent me a screenshot, and I knew straight away. I was like, okay, I know exactly how to fit, you know, do this really quick. So, but yeah, just little things like that. I feel as if like Addis is just a lot, you know, superior in, right? Where you can add pretty much anything that you would think of, without needing. We're getting a little bit of absorption right now, so let's see if we can get something around here. 25,318.25. But yeah, you know, Addis has quite a few good features, and this actually is on Addis Mac, right? But and they're just like rolling out features pretty much all the time now for the Mac version, compared to something like Windows, which has pretty much everything. But you could tell, like, right? I'm sure most of you guys that are on the Windows version, it's like it's a lot different looking. I feel like this is a lot more like, I don't want to say cleaner, but definitely less like congested, in my opinion. Whereas there is, you can hop into some order flow software, and it's just like, oh my gosh, what do I do from here? But yeah, like I said before, Addis has like a really cool you know, community around it. So if, let's say, for example, I have a question, I could just post it inside like the Addis Discord community, and they would answer it really, really fast, which I love, right? Um, so there's all sorts of things like that. Plus, you know, if you're inside the Discord, you could just ask me. You know, I'm pretty well versed in Addis, so you could just ask me any questions. So let's see what's happening around here. Right, so we hit this VWAP, we hit this range point of control. We're pretty much at this daily point of control. See some sellers stepping in. Delta's kind of drying up. Let's see. Mac Pro or Air, I'm debating to change from TradingView to Addis and getting a Mac laptop. You know, that literally what you just said, John, is pretty much exactly what I did. So I had a Windows laptop, only traded on TradingView. I ended up getting a Mac and trading with Addis the exact same way. But I'm on a Mac Pro M3, MacBook Pro M3. But there is a guy in here, Christian. He's pretty cool, and he traded. I think he said an Air, an M1. It's definitely an M1, I think. Anyway, so um, yeah. So I think any M series MacBooks are going to be like just great. So like an M1, M2, M3. I think they have all the way up to an M5 now, but I'm running this on an M3. You could also get like free software. So there's one that you call VMware Fusion, and you can like run Windows on your Mac, and it's free, right? So you could literally have Windows and Mac, but with all the good Mac specs, and that's how you could like run Addis on Windows as well as Mac, for example. And then yeah, there's just a bunch of cool features with the Mac, right? But there's a little bit of a learning curve, in my opinion, when it comes to Mac. I remember when I first got the Mac, and you know, there's just little nuancy things here and there where you're like, oh, you know, so I kind of like Windows here, you know. So it is pretty cool. Air won't cut it, need a pro if virtualizing. Yeah, okay, there you go. So there's your answer. I haven't tried it with the air, so I'm not too sure. But yeah, I would say pro. Especially, yeah, actually true. But you know, I think actually as well, a virtual thing, they're parallels. I just checked it out last night, and they have like a 50% off discount, right? It's like literally only like $60 or something, $50. So it's pretty cool. So if you're looking to get that, but obviously a free one is VMware Fusion. I don't even know if I would recommend that to you because it is so slow, you know, and that's even with an M3. You know, it's crazy. What did I miss? Pretty much nothing. There hasn't been too much going on. We went over a little bit in GC. I could quickly go back to GC. Right, we were looking at this little level around here on NQ. You look at that on GC. I was talking about like we had a bunch of sellers stepping in here getting absorbed. You can see over here as well on CVD. It was a lot more clearer on CVD. Glance over here, you're seeing a bunch of sellers stepping in. Over here, you can definitely see it. All these points of control. So these little white boxes around here, are all the point of control. And yeah, they were just getting absorbed into oblivion. Let's see if we can get a quick rotation. Looks like we're tapping this level as well. 4187. This is the same as NQ, guys. Identical. Bunch of buyers stepping in here. Again, a little bit of absorption. Honestly, this is identical to NQ. Look at this, right? So we got a little bit of absorption happening right now on CVD. A bunch of buyers stepping in. Range point of control. The only other difference is not at this daily point of control. And let me go over to NQ. Same thing, a little bit of absorption on CVD. A little bit of absorption on CVD. Range point of control. Wow. It's not often you see that. It is not often you see that, guys. But the sun has set. Home Designs, good morning here. Good morning. What's up? What's up? It is it's a good night for me. It was, if you earlier on in the live stream, you should have seen it. It was gorgeous. Beautiful view. Wait, Saran, good morning. Hello. It was for me, it is good, nearly good night. It is 6 o'clock at night over here for me. But you should have seen the sunset, guys. It was beautiful. Actually, you'll see that I ran away really quick. And it was pretty, I ran away really quick just to go get a photo. So I got a photo. But yeah, so pretty soon I'll be flying back home. For most of you guys know, where are you from? That's actually hilarious because I just about says. So most of you guys already know that I'm obviously not from Asia, right? I am from the UK. So I'll be flying home for Christmas and then coming back over to Asia at the end of the year. So yeah. OrderFlow is going to change our lives, mates. Yeah, exactly. It really did. It really helped my trading out, that's for sure. It really did. I love you know, just even down to just the simplest form of just being able to look at a level and see whether buyers or sellers are coming in and whether they're getting rewarded. I feel like that's where most beginner order flow traders should realistically start. And then you can start getting into more complex things like trying to find absorption, trying to find you know, some key levels using volume, and you know, looking at all this other stuff, right? You know, as time goes on, you know, it's easier in order flow especially, but just in life, it's easier to make things harder than it is to make things easier. And you know, it's definitely for order flow side of things, you know, you can get really complex. I've seen some of the most complex, you know, systems just to get, you know, pretty much the same outcome as most other traders. Whereas if you literally have something like, I'm not saying this isn't complex, by the way, guys, but I'm just saying, like, you know, we got the delta chart, CVD, it's pretty standard stuff, right? Obviously it's different visualizations for me anyway, but it's all pretty much saying the same sort of stuff. You could have just one chart setup, you know, where you have like the bid and the ask, you have the delta profile. You know, if I could only choose like one chart setup, I'll pretty much just hand it to you here. I would choose like the delta profiles. On the 3-minute, I like the 3-minute for scalping. You know, it's not really too standard, the 3-minute. Like the one in the 5 minutes, a lot more standard. But yeah, you know. But I originally started using Footprint with delta profile, and it was a game changer for me. Yeah, it really is game changing, especially the delta profiles and stuff like that. Oh, Ronan, you've been in Asia all this while? Yeah, I have. I've been in Asia since the start of this year, but I've been hopping around. So I was in Malaysia, Thailand, where else? Vietnam. Right, I just hop around. OrderFlow is the best. Yeah, it is really cool stuff. Like, but yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but the yeah, you know, it's sort of like a one chart setup. Realistically, if you have like the delta profiles, bid in the ask, with imbalances turned on, obviously. Over here I have these stacked imbalances. It's just, again, it's just visualization for me. I'm a very like visual input over like analytical sort of input, right? So if I see something, instead of like watching every single number and stuff like that, I'm visual. So even though like there's numbers down here, they're all at a gradient. So you know, when you're looking at this sort of like gradient sort of vibe, you can see like, okay, volume's stepping in, volume's coming away. You know, visually, you know, I'm sure most of you guys might get this. That's really cool. Does trading allow you to have this lifestyle? Yeah, I couldn't have had this without trading, that's for sure. But you know, I had a lot of support, right? Like especially from family and stuff like that. You know, I know a lot of guys that get into trading and there's zero support from like their friends or their family and stuff like this, whereas I had a lot of support. So you know, I do credit to that to keep on going, right? Because there's so many times, like for the first like 2 or 3 years, you're not making nothing, right? You're lucky to be break even. Whereas, you know, just having that drive to keep on going and stuff like that. And then when things started to really change for me, I was like, okay, I need to really hone in on this. And that was when I started getting into OrderFlow and stuff like that. That was a couple of years back now. You tried new deep charts? But no, I haven't. I haven't tried deep charts. I see so much hype around it. I'm not sure. I've seen quite a few people like trading with it, but nothing like, you know, too crazy. But yeah, pretty cool people behind it as well. Really respectable people behind it. But yeah, what you're seeing right now is Addis. I'm sure most of you guys already know that though. Some buyers stepping in here. What is this, NQ? This is hard to actually tell. Let me go back over to GC. So we're getting that little breakdown on NQ. Let's see what GC is doing. Same thing on GC. Look at that CVD though. So true. Trading is a very lonely job as it is. So all the support is crucial. Yeah, it really is. It really is. That's the main reason I have a group as well, because you know, hopefully eventually it'll flourish into something where it's like everyone kind of trades, you know, sort of similar. You know, in my opinion, most OrderFlow traders kind of do trade similar anyway. They're always looking at like buyers and sellers, looking at absorption. You know, they just have different ways of looking at things. So I think that's a cool input as well. But yeah, having like a group or something where you can like, okay, guys, look at this idea, or oh wow, his idea is really cool, or you know, her idea was really nice as well. You know, or putting in, you know, that sort of input. I think that's so cool. Because then you know, you're just like you say, you know, imagine just sitting there all day looking at a chart. And you know, that's it, right? That would be quite boring. Obviously at the start, I'm not gonna lie, at the start when I first started trading, it was the coolest thing ever. It's kind of lost its like magic. But yeah, it was so cool. I think the main thing that got me into trading, which I don't know if I've ever told this story, but like the main thing that got me into trading was figuring out, this is dangerous, but what leverages. I thought that was so cool, where I can leverage my money to have like more money, right? Like I thought that concept was so foreign to me, and then you know, ever since then, and you know, prop firms really weren't a big thing. You know, there was a couple major players. You know, I think Top Step was still around. There was 5%ers, FTMO. That was pretty much it, right? There was like no real major players in that prop firm space, and now there's like a new prop firm for every day of the week. I'd say even every hour of every day of the week. There's that many prop firms now. But yeah, it was a completely different space back then. So it's a lot cooler now, in my opinion. You know, a lot of cool people are joining in. But obviously that comes with its caveats as well. lot of buyers stepping in around here. That's CBD. That CBD is just. See if we get a rotation over this value area high. Let me go back to NQ and see what this. Nice little rejection from here. Props change the trading game because not everyone can afford trading with personal funds all the time. Yeah, exactly. And the mental sort of pressure with trading with personal funds, you know, because it's real money. You know, I feel like, you know, someone told me that years ago, where it was, you know, they find it a lot easier. I used to put prop firms on like a pedestal, right? Like, oh my gosh, if I hit this like 50K account, or if I get this 100K account, you know, it's going to change my life, right? And you just can't get anywhere with that. What are you supposed to? Where are you going to get by putting it up here? You know, when they're actually like way down there. The real up here is like having your own capital where you can trade it, and you're not, you know, like, okay, this money isn't. I'm not taking it out of people that I, you know, care about. I'm not taking their eating money or something. I don't know. You know, so that's pretty much where a lot of traders kind of, that daily value area lows at 25,305 as well, psychological, which is pretty nice. What do we got around here? Yeah, pretty nice. But yeah, prop firms literally have changed a lot when it comes to trading, especially the trading styles. You know, because a lot of people have to fit their trading into the sort of rules of things. Like, luckily for me, I've always kind of been like a scalper, so it hasn't really like affected me too much. But I know a lot of like, you know, intraday or swing traders, for example, like, you know, even just the thing of like trailing your stop. You know, I'm not saying that wasn't always a thing, but it's a lot bigger now, in my opinion. You know, just trailing that stop all the way up, so you don't have, you know, trailing drawdowns and stuff like that. Whereas I'm pretty much in and out of positions pretty quick. I think we should go back over to GC. See, I think, let me just go check this giveaway as well really quick, because we have that giveaway coming up, guys. So for everyone that's everyone is a scalper these days. Yeah, I know, right? Everyone is a scalper these days. Yeah, this giveaway is in the next 30 odd minutes, 40 maybe. So yeah, how do you answer, guys? You literally just join the Discord, scroll all the way down, click giveaway, you know, and you can go in. All you guys can join like the free. There's a link posted in, so you just join inside of that community, and then go all the way down. You can enter. Anyone that's watching this right now can enter the free bronze giveaway. So that's, you're at least going to get a chance to win. You can choose your prop firm account, choose any size prop firm account you want, and we will get that for you. So that's pretty cool. So anywhere between like 25K or 300,000, which is cool, which is very cool. CBD is still climbing on this move up here on NQ, or GC, sorry. Let me go check NQ again. Yeah, we're coming up close to this standard deviation, so we'll watch what's happening around there. Obviously, standard deviation, top of that band, plus the daily value area higher. Keeping an eye on that. But CBD's climbing pretty fast. Looks like we're probably going to go down to this daily value area high as well, or daily value area low, sorry, on NQ. We're tapping the standard deviation. Let me go in here. Yeah, that daily value area low, range point control, CBD. Let's see what we can get from here. Do have some buying imbalances? Let me just check. Yeah, we do have some buying imbalances in amongst here as well. I actually done a short form video on this. Like, see this for value gap right here. I know a lot of you guys trade them, so that's why I only bring it up. I don't personally, but a lot of you guys do. So, you know, in amongst this like sort of fair value gap, you would have had a buying imbalance, and it's really nice like for like sniper entries, I suppose. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Look at this. This is just bananas. If we break out of this range to the downside, I'm expecting like a shoot down. Thoughts on order flow on gold? Okay, let me go check it out. Let me go check it out. We're in around these value area highs right now. A lot of buyers stepping in. Right, you can just tell visually off CBD. Buyers stepping in. This is the first real sign of sellers coming in right around now. But let's see. Realistically, wait until we come close to that like previous day VWAP, daily standard deviation band, value area high. We just hit like the sell wall though, so that's kind of like suspicious. So yeah, keep an eye on that. We're using this sort of various support. Literally came down, tapped that straight away. So let me just pull this a little bit different. 41.92. 41.92 area. Pretty nice. Do you recommend OrderFlow to gold, or is it not the market for it? No, I trade gold using OrderFlow. I like it, especially like given my circumstances and stuff like that. You know, when you think about it, it's you know, for London session and stuff like that, I kind of prefer trading gold. But you know, recently looking at NQ, right, like super recently in the past couple of days, I'm like, oh my gosh, NQ's like really, you know, tradable. Obviously it is. Pretty much every order flow trader trades NQ, but it's mainly the times for me. New York Open, or 9:30 New York or whatever, is 9:30 at night for me. We have a full 12-hour difference, and you know, it's not really, you wouldn't really trade NQ any other time, I suppose. Whereas gold will give you that moves sort of London area, which is really cool. $41.90, $41.91. The absorption, slow grind up. We've literally been hovering around all day. Look at that. Yeah, we've literally been hovering around all day. This was the craziest drop we had of the day. You know, pretty much not tradable, right? I think I went over this at the start, but I suppose I'll go over it again really quick. We did have some like key levels around here, but again, you know, we broke these key levels. The same with this RTH close, right? So we had this RTH close. We came in, tapped that to the tick, came back up, short-lived move, came back down, shot right back down. I think it was just again 18, 19 points, 19.2. You know, I don't really see this whole range right around here was this 15. So that was that level. But yeah, breaking above it, no real like clear sign of like entry. Whereas these sort of moves here, like I inside the Discord this morning, I was saying to most of you guys that you know, fading the extremes today just makes a lot of sense, right? Buying the value area low, selling the value area high. This sort of area, we actually got support off that daily point of control, which is pretty nice. Let me go back over to NQ really quick. You see, if you look at these are called the market profile and TPO on ADIS, but on TradingView and stuff like that, it'll be called like the fixed range. I just call it the fixed range though. But yeah, the fixed range volume profile. If you look at these, like see how it's all red here? This is showing that there was so much negative delta coming in, right? And look at over here, a lot of green positive delta. So everyone's pretty much anticipating a breakout, which is just so unhealthy. People literally selling the lows and buying the highs. Context is more important in framing the trade idea. Yeah, it's super important. I actually done a video specifically on that today, because there's going to be buyers and sellers everywhere, but you know, if you've got the right context around it, then it matters more, right? Like all these sellers that were coming in around here, that doesn't really matter in some spots, but around the daily value area low, a lot of these sellers coming in and not getting any follow through. If anything, they're actually getting absorbed, right? And yeah, by one tick. But you know, absorption is absorption at the end of the day. You're seeing all these sellers just pounding, and not getting any follow through. This is a lot more contextually important than, you know, random price on the chart, right? So yeah, building that sort of context is key. Yeah, this is just an insane range. It literally looks like a heart rate monitor. Insane. Look at that. That's a perfect example of what I was telling you guys. That is as clear as day. People literally selling the lows and buying the highs. Wow. That's just bananas, isn't it? That is just bananas, man. Right, we're going to switch back over to GC. Kind of wait until we come close to that value area low. Oh, there we go. We got that perfect tap. I'm not sure if we tapped that before. Let's see if we get a rotation down to this point of control. That'd be pretty nice. My friend, where can I find this platform? This is ATAS, ATAS, ATAS. You can find the link in the bio. They actually have a Black Friday deal coming on tomorrow. It's for 1 day only, and they might have like a 14-day free trial. But yeah, links in the bio. They do have like a free plan, I'm pretty sure, as well. Oh my, it's called ATAS. Yeah. ATAS. Let me just fix that lighting, man. It's shining in my eyes. They have a 14-day free trial. Yeah, that's really cool. 14-day free trial. You could literally have everything that I'm showing you right now. It will give so much clarity. It really, really does. The clarity within OrderFlow is just insane. with real-time data. The real-time data feed that I'm using is Apex's. So Apex have rhythmic accounts, and you can just put your rhythmic on Addis. So you pretty much, you get a, you know, the way I look at it is you get a free 50k account or 100k or whatever it is. You get a free account with your rhythmic data, you know, which is really cool for NQ and ES. Yeah, so you can treat it with NQ, ES, GC, everything. Send me the link. I couldn't find it. I think it has to be at least five lines into the description. CUD flatline. Not surprising on GC today, because the whole time, look at this, GC's just been flatlining all day. But yeah, you kind of want to see some sellers starting to step in here. Nice sellers towards this low, potentially pushing price down. Let me go check out NQ as well. We do have a little bit of these selling imbalances. Fox, is that a funded account or for challenge 2? As was going to connect it via my AMP personal account I've just set up. So it's for the eval stage and when you're funded as well. So it all works all within, which is really cool. Like, and plus I'm pretty sure Apex have like a Black Friday deal going on right now, which is pretty cool. If they do have a Black Friday deal, you can use code Fostermans and that'll give you like the best Black Friday deal, that's for sure. But yeah, that's what I use for like all my data. It's a lot cheaper than what you'd be paying. I only find Addis. Awesome, okay, I'll use your code. Nice one. Yeah, you can pick up like really good cheap accounts. You know, at least you're, you know, the bare minimum you're getting free data plus a funded account. The way I like to look at it is I'm getting a funded account with my data. You know, I feel like that's a lot better. You have Addis X. Yeah, this is Addis X. I don't, you know, you can go, if you join the Discord and ask for the beta tester link, and you just literally sign up for the beta testing program, you should be able to get accepted at some point. I'm not sure how often they're accepting people, but yeah, you can get accepted. That's what I did. I literally just applied under the link, got accepted. They emailed me saying you've been selected. So yeah, and I much prefer Addis X over Addis Windows, especially on Mac. You know, the virtual machines are just not great. Well, the one I was using anyway, but I've been recommended to use Parallels, so I'm thinking of buying that because it is handy. A lot of you guys do have Windows and stuff like that, so it kind of makes sense. You want to teach as well? I heard about Addis from Fostermans. You know what's crazy? A lot of people have seemed to have heard about Addis from Fostermans, which is crazy because, like, you know, it's been around for years, guys. I've been using Addis for years, so there's no going back from here. I know, right? You couldn't. It really is like I could never. The way I like to look at OrderFlow is like X-ray vision. You know, I get to see exactly what's happening at each price point with buyers and sellers. I feel like just that alone is insane. That is an insane amount of clarity. It's like eating plain chicken and then having like some really nice seasoning. You can never just eat plain chicken again. You really couldn't. You know, when you have that good seasoning. This is what this is. This is like that seasoning. With that point of control on every single level. Insane. It's been game changer. X-ray vision. Yeah, literally X-ray vision. Nothing really happening on NQ. Let's go back over to GC, see what's happening. I couldn't find it. It's literally, it should be in the description. AddisX. If you go to our Discord, I'll send you the link after the stream. Seems like gold wants to push, but we were stuck here. Yeah, you know, just even looking at that, CBD's pushing up, a bunch of buyers stepping in, and just stuck within this sort of area. If we can push above these value area highs, you know, going towards that daily open and stuff like that, that'd be pretty nice. Some big buyers stepping in right now. It's either now or never, honestly. Do have a little wall right around here to be careful about. Yeah, if we can push up now, break that daily value area high, that should be us off to the races for sure. But yeah, waiting on that. We've literally just been back and forth, back and forth. We're kind of in this triangular. You know, if you look at that as well, that's just crazy absorption happening. This sort of triangle. Yeah, we could end up bouncing up here. I'll quickly go back to NQ and then straight back to GC. We'll see what's happening. NQ breaking down. Hopefully at this daily value area low. Let's see. Is this bulb absorption? So right around here it was more bearish, but it's just, you know, looking at this, seeing big buyers stepping in, seeing like CBD like this, you know, it's not something I would put my money on, or to go down, obviously. But yeah, if we can crack these highs, there's a lot of buyers stepping in. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like I said before, watching this imbalance right around here. It's where we just tapped into there now. We're going to hit those big buyers right now. So let's see what happens. Just hit those big buyers. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's weird, and we keep rejecting off that 4-hour gap. Let me check. Yeah. It is weird, actually, isn't it? Let me go back over here. It looks like we could be breaking up. CBD going nuts, yeah. If it's going to pop, it's going to pop now. If it doesn't pop now, it's going to pop never. What time is it? The new half-an-hour candle open as well. So let's see. Quickly go back over to NQ, see if we're hitting off that value area low. No. Just hit that view up. Right, let's go back over here. GC's a little bit more interesting right now. Finally going to get this breakup. Those big buyers going to defend. Let's see if we tap into this imbalance. What happens around here? Should it pop? Just go over here really quick. Could this be the final breakup? Come on. See something. Yeah, it looks like it. Sorry guys, over 2 seconds. Go. Right. Come on, man. What is going on here? Seen big buyers stepping in. Let's see if they get absorbed. Right at this daily value area high. It's a little bit concerning. The first giveaway will be in very soon. Very soon. So yeah, this isn't looking too great, guys. Let me just go on here really quick and check. Thank you. Let me check this out. With all these sellers at the lows. It's unfortunate. Let's have him VWAP again. We're breaking down on gold. We saw this full area. So that, you know, we got a little top of that range point of control. Very short-lived. Very short-lived. $401,897. $41.86. $41.90. Wow. Let me go over to NQ. Check out NQ. Checking it out right now. Breaking up. A lot of buying imbalances. Broke that by AWAP. Let me see this. Yeah, daily value area high. Standard deviation high. few buying balances around here. Let me see who they were though. Sellers. So yeah, these sellers around here. Do you only trade GC? No. Well, soon to be no. And mainly, I've been trading GC for so long now, but a lot of people are saying get into NQ. A lot of people over here like NQ, so I'm like, let me go check it out. So it'll probably be NQ soon. For around these sort of times, even if it's just like an eval account or something, like something just fun. You know, trade it on the lives and stuff like that. I'll be hovering around NQ and stuff like that. But until I'm like comfortable trading NQ, it's only gonna be GC for now. But yeah, soon it'll be 2 assets. Especially for times like this. Until volume starts picking up again. Jeez Louise. Let me see GC though. Holy lag. What is going on, man? That's a crazy amount of lag. I trade GC, got burned by it, so stop trading. I only trade NQ these days. That's fair, that's fair. Yeah, I'll probably be mainly trading GC around London NQ around these sort of times. Send a GC, come on, I know, right? Literally looking at this. Honestly, it was either now or never. It had to have been, you know, CBD rising. You know, where were we when that was happening? We were around the daily value area highs, but it wasn't really nice, right? Like I said before, the what do you call it? The absorption, you wouldn't trade absorption like that with like that many buyers stepping in, just clear as day. So it was either now or never. Obviously, this is going to be like the first sort of sign. 41.95. Looking in around here, and if we could break that daily open, completely on the cards. What do I have here? 41.96 was one of the levels I was looking at earlier. We'll go back down to the 15. $41.96. Very, very close as well to that RTH close. Just happened at POC right now. Just happened. So let's see. This also aligned with some selling imbalances. Here are those sellers. They were actual sellers as well. So let's see. Go break the highs now. Do you sometimes check out currencies like Euro USD futures? No, not really. Not really. On futures, like, you know, 6E, 6J, stuff like that, if you ever look at the order flow of these sort of assets, it's horrible. I'm sure I could probably bring it up really quick. Hopefully it doesn't crash my freaking laptop. Jay, look at this. No, it just does not look great. That's autoed as well. Look at the size of that. Like, so yeah, it's a lot harder to trade with you know, mainly a lot of the Forex guys like Euro USD, USD JPY, all that sort of GBP USD. Yeah, but it's, you know, a lot of the time it's not like really centralized. Yeah, look at that, perfect tap. If anywhere will. Yeah, if we're gonna bounce, it's gonna bounce now. Could have tapped into this little sort of 1 minute range, but it's it's going to bounce. She'll bounce. Yeah, 60. Yeah, it looks ugly sometimes. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's definitely not as like clean as something like this, right? Where you could just like read it. See if we get a retest this 41.93 area. $15 looks this. Let's see. 15 does look nice. It does indeed. Let's see what we can get. We just had that London POC though. I never even seen that. Just have that London POC. Be top of that value area, daily value area highs. Let's see where she takes us. Let's see what's going on, man. I like CBD drying up like this though. I want to see some buyers stepping in here. Oh, come on, come on. Just have that 3-minute POC. I know, right? Hovering around. We did have that 15-minute open. Let's see if we can get something from here, man. Soon this live, this giveaway will be done. So make sure all you guys that are watching this have entered into the giveaway. Could be all pretty cool. But yeah, enter into the giveaway. Hopefully one of you guys end up picking it up. Jesus, Jezza, do you stream often? First one I've caught. Honestly, not that often, but coming into this new year, I'll definitely be streaming like every night. Publicly, I mean. I pretty much stream like every other night. For the guys in the Discord and stuff, but yeah, public streams, I'll be going live pretty much every single day, publicly version. I've just have so much to do. I've been super duper busy. But yeah, I'll be going live a lot more. Jeez, look at this breakdown, man. Giveaway finished? No, giveaway is still up for grabs. So just literally, if you join into the Discord, it's free, right? The bronze area, it's all completely free. You know, obviously the silver and gold is for different people, but you can enter the free one, and then what I'll do is I'll give you whatever account size you choose, right? So if you choose 25k, you can have it. If you choose, my recommendation though at this point is 100k, because it's only like $10 to get completely funded, right? Which is crazy with Apex we're talking about. But yeah, isn't that crazy? 100k, $10. In this sort of circumstance, I think it's like their lowest price ever, $70 all in for 100k. So that's including the evaluation fee and the PA fee. $70, which is a steal for 100 grand. I'm picking up Addis tomorrow on the Black Friday. And you and Fabio have really opened my eyes to OrderFlow. Yeah, he's such a cool guy as well, isn't he, Fabio? He's really cool. But yeah, there's so many people picking up this Black Friday deal. I think a minimum is like 65%, or the maximum 65%. They're doing away, so that is crazy. If you think about it, right? 65% off, like this sort of platform. There is a code inside the Discord where you can get an extra like 5% on stacked on top of that. So if you use that code inside the Discord, you'll get an extra 5% on top of whatever you're buying. So let's say you get a 40% discount, it'll be 45% once you use that code as well. So it's pretty cool. 65%, you'll get a 70% discount and so on. So yeah, it's inside the Discord. I should have really posted it in the bio. But yeah, I love OrderFlow. I really do. I wouldn't have been. Look at this for a breakdown. That CBD flatlining is just not that nice. Let me go over to NQ. So yeah, the OrderFlow side of things really have. I feel like once you see it, you can't unsee it. So yeah, definitely open your eyes. So yeah, insane. Just have that level on NQ. So let's see if this GC. What's that level? 53.1175. Let's see if we can get some movement here. Sluggish. Very sluggish. Oh crap, what time is this next giveaway? I think it's like a round number, man. So let's see. 15 minutes. About 15 minutes until this giveaway is happening. 15, 20 minutes. Which channel in your Discord is the 5% code located? Right with our let me just check. I think I put it in the announcements, but it should also, I think I put it also in the free chat this morning. Yeah, I did. So what I will do is just reply to this and say add us. So there you go. That's in the free chat. Which is pretty cool. Did I just click NQ again? Let's see, is GC finally breaking up? We cracked that low, could be, we still break up on GC. You see this whole entire area. $165 positive. What's this line? Let me get this from yeah, that very short-lived move. Look at this. This is exactly what you don't want to see. Is this like CBD, hemming and hamming, going down and stuff like that. It's just not great, right? When you're seeing that, when you're seeing like CBD, like okay, this move is respected. Jesus Jezza, thank you, sir. No problem, sir. And obviously, if you need any help, like with addis and stuff like that, there's a couple guys in here that like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or this is acting weird, or etc. etc. Just literally send me a message and I'll help you out with it. I don't mind. I do not mind, man. Because I know what it was like, especially at the start where you're just like, oh my gosh, it could be a little bit complex, that's for sure. see what we can get inside of here. Let's see. Some buyers stepped in there at those lows. CBD. I've got a good feeling about Frostman's Discord. Me too. Look at that. I've got a good feeling, yeah. Me too, man. Me too. Shares are soon gonna wake up. I think they are. I think eventually a lot of people come to terms with the sort of order flow side of things. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. No problem. No problem at all. How did you download it on Mac? How did I download Addis on Mac? They have a beta tester version. So if you just go into the Discord, you know what? Because you asked that question, I'll send it in. So I'll send in the link. They have a link where you can sign up as a beta tester. I would be very surprised if they don't release it in the next like 2 or 3 weeks. It's so polished. It's pretty much done. I feel like they're just, you know, literally just rounding the corners a little bit, smoothing the edges, and then it'll be released. Jesus says, I've been looking at order flow platforms for the last 3 months, and Addis looks like the best value for money and ease of use. In my opinion, it is. Yeah, it's definitely, you know, and they have so much information. So if you just like, even alone, you know, I get a lot of questions all the time, like, oh, where did you learn, or how did you figure out this or that? I pretty much just went in. Addis have this, it's a really cool blog, addis.net/blog, I would suppose. And they have so much free information to just absorb, pun intended, of just everything you could think of about order flow, how to use tools, the good time to deploy the sort of thinking, right? You know, I'm not thinking about the value area low right now. You know, I'm thinking about how we are getting reclaimed into the daily value area high. Like, you're thinking in steps, you know, that sort of way. So it's really good for like, okay, I should be looking at this, or I should be looking at that. Tells you how to use all the tools. And another cool thing that for some reason, I still don't know why my software is not picking it up, but right now there's like a big settings thing on my screen. But inside of Addis, when you click like an indicator, it'll give you a rundown of like what the indicator does, how it does it, how it's calculated and stuff like that. And then you could go to their website and then see if it's something that you want to use, right? Like if it makes sense to use. Pretty much everything I'm using though is pretty standard, I would suppose. Like, there is some other cool things. Like, a really cool thing that I was thinking about was this. You know, I'm sure a lot of you guys that like CBD will appreciate this. Let me just add it to my chart really quick. So this one right over here, this is called CBD Pro, right? So this is, I think this is so freaking cool. So let me go, I'll go red, orange, yellow, yellower, then we'll go green. Right, look at this. Right, see that at the bottom of my screen? This right here is CBD, but it's calculated. So instead of using all the delta that's coming in, it only shows you like certain amounts. Okay, so this green line is going to be the biggest buyers. Okay, so the people that have, if I just go in here really quick, I can tell you, and I think it's so useful. So I'm, you know, potentially going to incorporate it eventually. But yeah, minimum volume 41, right? So this shows me over 40 contracts traded. So when 40 contracts plus are traded, the less green line is 21 to 40, 11 to 20, 6 to 10, and then 0 to 5, right? So 0 to 5 is the red line, right? Now these are 0 to 5 is going to show you the people that are entering with just like one to 5 contracts, right? So they're expecting up from here. Pretty much everyone kind of looks like they're expecting up, bar these guys. They're not really doing much. There's a little bit of absorption happening around there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously, like customizing it and stuff like that until you got something you want to work with. But yeah, isn't that so cool? You know, where you can actually see like, okay, the bigger guys that are stepping in, the people that are entering with 41 contracts plus are expecting higher up. Okay, they're buying, the delta's coming in, and so on. You can see this as well with these big trades, right? This big trade also aligns perfectly. This big trade over here also aligns perfectly, right? Let me see this little down movement. That also aligns right around here. So that's pretty interesting. So you can see like pretty much like, okay, where we're going to target and stuff like that. It could be really, really useful. I can understand why a lot of people would like that. But yeah, that's CBD Multi Pro, I think it was called. But again, I'm old school. I'm standard. I'm not CBD that takes everything into account. The giveaway is in exactly 15 minutes from now. So, all you guys that are going to be hopefully getting into something like this. Let me see NQ. Could get a rotation down to that POC really quick. At the value area low. Let's see if we rotate up from here. Through the range, right? What's that called? CBD Pro? Yeah, CBD Multi Pro or CBD Pro Multi. It's either one or the other. The one thing I could not find out is if the big trades indicator scales in size depending on the amount traded in one bubble. Yes, it does, and you can mess around with it, so you can choose like whether you want it to scale, whether you don't want it to scale. I could really quickly just show you. There's a lot. I can't show you the settings. That's so annoying. But if I will eventually get this stream fixed so you can. But I can like go show values, for example, and you can see over here now the CBD or the big trades is showing you like, okay, there's 19 cells around here. Is this on NQ? Yeah. 10 cells, 23, and so on. If I just like apply 43 and stuff like that, and you can see here, like, obviously the 43 is going to be bigger than the 26 bubble, right? This little tiny 10, you know, so it is pretty cool. Little 11 right around here. I'm going to reply CBD because I can tell you right now as I'm in here. So CBD Pro Multi, that's what it's called. And there you go. But yeah, that's the big trades. It is pretty cool, and like I said, you can adjust everything. Everything is like really customizable. You can change them from circles to squares to just price. So like down here, for example, you can change all these to ellipses, but I just have this set to price, and it actually just puts it on each profile. This is not big trades, by the way, though. This is cluster search. They're kind of different, right? I could probably do a video on that eventually. NQ breaking these daily value area lows. Let's see where we could potentially find something. London value area low. Daily value area low. Thanks, man. You're already answering more questions in the space of 10 minutes that I've been looking for answers for. Yeah, it is crazy, right? Like, I understand that. I've went down 100 rabbit holes trying to find just one little thing, and then by the end of it, I still haven't found it. It is horrible. So I understand, man. Right, 10 minutes until this first giveaway. So, like I said before, hopefully one of you guys that are chatting in here win. That's always cool to see. Let me just go double check, make sure it actually is in 15 minutes. That would be embarrassing if it wasn't, right? Yeah, 7:15. 7:15. So whoever wins this, you'll get to choose whether or not, or whatever account size you want, right? and then yeah, we can go from there. So obviously open up ticket, all that good stuff. Is today a holiday, bro? Yes, it is. Thanksgiving. So the markets will more than likely close. I think they're going to close. They'll close when I'm pretty much in bed. They'll close in the next like 5 or 6 hours. I think they're only going to close for about 5 hours, and then on Black Friday they're closing as well. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, it's not the best time to be trading, that's for sure. Like, you know, I was saying that this morning to all you guys inside the Discord, is that like I'm pretty much just looking for like that sort of ranging environment, right? Feeding the highs and lows of the day. Makes a little bit more sense on like holidays. No real big news. Bank holiday, US. Alright, we got 10 minutes left. But I will be back in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. I will be back. I just need to go do something. Alright, I'm back. Let's see. So let me just double check this. 32. The thing that I'm still trying to understand is unfinished auctions. Yeah, I could quickly explain it to you. So let me music. What? Right, let me go in here really quick. So if I go over to the bid in the ask, see if there's a 0, it's a finished auction, and if there's trades still happening, like over here, 1 times 1, that's showing us that it's an unfinished auction. They're still willing to participate around here. So yeah, this is a this is a finished auction. Nope, no, yeah. So the 0.3 is a finished auction, sorry, and then the 1 times 1 is an unfinished auction. I don't put too much weight on them sort of things though. I really don't. I do know a lot of guys that do like trade that and it's really successful. How did you download it on Mac? Yeah, you have to go into the beta tester version of Addis, and then apply. Just say, oh yeah, X, Y, and Z, and then they'll give you more times than not. I do know there's some guys in here though waiting, and they've been waiting a while for it. The thing is though, I've been using Addis for a long time. As most of you guys can tell, like I pretty much pull up anything within like 2 seconds. That's how long I've been using Addis for. It's pretty, to be honest though, it's pretty intuitive, right? But yeah, I've been using it for a long time, so they probably were like, oh, well, you've been using it for X amount of years. So it was pretty much a no-brainer. But yeah, there's some guys that have only been using it for like 5 days. You got Mac link paste. The link, go and join the Discord, and inside the Discord, I'll shoot over the link after the stream. I'll reply to your message. Just say, you're the guy. Thanks, no problem. No problemo. It is in the trial period, yeah. So it's like it's pretty much, it's not, that's what I'm saying, it's not fully finished. It's like a beta tester version. So it's like, it's not going to be as polished as something like the Windows version of Addis. So there's quite a few bugs. But right now, as I'm using this, I'm not finding any bugs. There's pretty much nothing I can complain about and say, oh, this is what's wrong with this. So it's pretty much smooth now. So that's what I'm saying, is I'm pretty sure they will release this to the public very, very soon. Probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks maximum. Does it have free crypto? I think it might. Did you say you stream daily on your Discord? I'm guessing it's paid permission to gain access. What's the damage a month? Well, right now there's actually Black Friday deal on, so you can go like, I think it's 50% off right now, which is pretty decent. There's a bunch of different plans, but yeah, I stream pretty much daily inside the Discord. Coming into these winter months now, it won't be as often, simply because I know a lot of guys think this sort of trading's bad. Wait until you see in the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, this will be horrible to trade GC or NQ. So I'll kind of taper off the lives and stuff like that until start of January and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll still do like the daily bias or the bias builders and stuff like that, and the key levels. But yeah, see, when it comes into these sort of winter months, I'm not looking at anything other than like a prime level. I'm not going to trade just like, say for example, these sort of range points of control. I wouldn't just be trading those. It would be a lot. I would be trading like, okay, this range point of control plus this VWAP and this daily value area. I'm looking at like a lot of other traders are trying to get in, because there's no volume. Whereas if you're trading like just a normal day, there's going to be buyers and sellers at pretty much all the time. So you can trade these sort of things, but when there's no volume, then you have to wait until there's like a lot of people. So if only a couple of people are looking at the daily value area high, and someone's looking at the range point control, and someone's looking at the VWAP, well, then that makes more sense to get into a trade, because there's so many more people that are like, okay, let me hop into a trade with you, right? I hear the saying all the time, oh, if everyone knows you about your trade, you'll get stopped or this or that. Imagine no one's in on your trade, how bad that would be. So yeah, that's pretty much coming into these winter months. Expect no one to be on your trading side. So yeah, finding the most confluence around now is like the way I like to trade. Does it have free crypto? Is crypto there free? I'm not sure. They have a 2-week free trial within Addis, so you can try it out, see what the crack is, see if you like it. But I'm not 100% sure. And they do have like a really big discount coming in, so that's also cool. I'm from YouTube. Send me the link to download Addis on Mac. Yes, I will. Piles. Nice one. I will. Addis is completely free for crypto, yes. Well, there you go. There's the answer. Thank you for clearing that up, Christian. I did not know that. I was close to knowing. Did not know. For all you guys wondering as well, what sort of plan I'm on the Ultra plan. This is on the Ultra plan. So it's just maxed out. It's got everything you would need. Like, you know, I hate having, you know, to be like, okay, I have to separate this indicator, you know, or I can't use this sort of tool or something like that. Just give me it all, and I will go from there. But this giveaway is happening in literally 1 minute, guys. What are we on? It's happening right now. So we'll see who the first winner is. Let's see. So this is for between a 50k and a 300k eval on Apex. Let's see who's win. The unemployed millionaire. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. The unemployed millionaire. Well, the unemployed millionaire just gained another whatever account size he wants. So congratulations. Big round of applause for everyone. But yes, we have another two, or how many more giveaways do we actually have? 1, 2, 3. We have 3 more giveaways. Perfect. Just claim them. Open up a ticket. If you win, claim it inside of the Discord. I'll get everything sent over to you, all the details, all the cool stuff. But congratulations, the unemployed millionaire. Which I do, I'm glad he won it as well, because we talk pretty much daily. He's a really, really good learner. I think he's already went through the whole entire course, which is just insane. There's like 70 episodes. Not including all the other stuff, right? Like, it's just mad. But yeah, so we have 3 more giveaways after this. The next one will literally be in 5 minutes. The next one after that in another 5, and the next one after that in another 5. And then that's me gone. That's me gone for the night. So if you have any questions about anything, Addis, Fostermans, anything, get the questions in now. And then obviously we can go from there. But yeah, you know, as well, you can always catch me over in the Discord. Obviously coming into the Christmas sort of months, you know, I like spending that with family. So I'm super busy the next couple of weeks. Getting things packed and then going, because I'm traveling. So most of you guys already know I'm in Asia and I'm traveling away. So yeah, but so I'll not be as active. But right now, I'll not be as active, just like freaking GC. What is going on here? A little bit of sellers getting absorbed right at this range point control, 4190 level, a pretty key level, 4190. So let's see if this holds. I use Alice to confirm BTC USDT entries. Yeah. Precise entries. Nice one. Yeah, you can trade pretty much anything. For some reason it doesn't bring up, like when I have, like right now I have like a little menu thing just so I can go over the NQ, but for some reason it doesn't bring it up. So we'll have to get that fixed on the stream. That's not an Addis problem, it's a stream problem. So I'll have to fix that. I'm not sure. I think it's just because I'm capturing this one thing. But if I can get everything captured, well, then it will start to work. But we have 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes, and that's it. So 2 minutes until the new 5 minute. So let's see if we can get a nice little push up here. And then 2 minutes on until the next giveaway. So let's see. Have you tried using a Steam Deck for your position entries and exits, or are you just using shortcuts in Addis? On Addis, you could. It's got like a. I think. Yeah, actually, could you? I didn't know that. No, so I don't use a Stream Deck, but it's because I travel so much, right? So it's not something I, hauling about and stuff. The Stream Decks, they're those like custom things where you can have like a bunch of different buttons. I haven't used that, but a couple of years back. I did buy this thing that you call it, what do you call it, magic keys, and it had like a virtual one on the screen, so you could like virtually just enter and exit positions, like auto break even and stuff like that using magic keys, which was pretty cool. But other than that, no. So it would be kind of cool to get like some form of software. If I can get like a virtual Steam Deck, that would be pretty sick. Or if I can get like a smaller version, travel friendly sort of Steam Deck, then yeah, I'd probably use that, no problem. Yeah, man, I've got like 6 key Steam Deck, and I've got a 6 key one. That seems pretty small. So if I can get something like that, would be pretty sick. And I've got my buying this on shock keys. That's changing my life. Wow. Okay, that's something I'd probably look into then. 6 keys? I thought there were like 20, like, you know, the big massive ones. Wow, so if you can get a little 6 key one and then just use that, that would actually be really sick. That would save me a lot of headache. A lot of headache, actually, to be honest. And what do you use that? Do you use that on Addis? Because that's actually really interesting. Oh, crap. Next giveaway. Let's see who's winning. Let me see. They're on sale in a minute for £50, either from Elgato or Amazon. Wow. Okay, I'll definitely have to see about that. I do love a good Black Friday deal. Right, so we should have the next giveaway winner in like literally 2 seconds, 5 seconds. Let's see. But obviously, if someone wins twice, by the way, we will re-roll. Because at that point, it's just unfair, guys. It's just unfair. So we will see. Homat Designs. He's in the chat as well. Congratulations, Homat. You've just won yourself anywhere between 25k and a 300k Apex evaluation account. So you go ahead there, pick whatever one you want, open up a ticket inside the Discord, and I'll get that sent over to you. But yeah, we did last time we done one of these. We had a winner. I think we might have actually had 2 winners that just did not claim their prize. Could you believe that, guys? Imagine as a beginner trader not claiming a 300k account. It was unbelievable. So we had to go back on the YouTube stream and re-roll it. So it was kind of crazy. I've been using it on TradingView and it's super easy to set up. As long as Addis has hotkeys, you think you can link them to whatever you want. Does Addis have custom hotkeys? Yes, they do. They do have custom hotkeys. Does it come up? No. But yes, if I right over here, custom hotkeys. So yeah, they do have custom hotkeys. That's great news for me now. Let me see some of the options actually for the hotkeys. Is it Elgato Stream Deck Mini? Yeah, that's actually a good question. Oh wow, yeah, there's a lot you can do here. Buy market, sell market, buy ask, buy bid, sell bid, sell ask, obviously cancel, reverse position, set stop loss, set break even. Yeah, well, that seems like a good one to buy. Yeah, that's the boy. Nice one. Well, there you go. That's going to be added to my basket. That's perfect. Something like that, really travel friendly. I'm always up for that. Happy days. Happy days. And congratulations as well to Home for winning that last one. We've got 2 more giveaways. We'll get this done and we'll see what's going on from here. It looks super clean on a setup as well. Let me see that. Let me just see. What's it called? Elgato Stream Deck Mini. Right now, we're at these daily value area lows. Bit of CVD coming in. Sellers are pretty aggressive. Let's see if we can break these lows. It's on NQ. Oh, wow. That is actually pretty clean. Yeah. That's funny. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'll definitely be getting one of them. Let me see, you say it's £50 on that. True, Amazon £50. Nice. Happy days, happy days. Let's see if we can break these lows on NQ here. And let's go over to GC really quick, see what it's doing for breaking highs on GC. GC's no man's land right now. Right, we have this next giveaway in literally a minute. Yeah, in like 30 seconds. So let's see. Homat Designs, wow. There you go. Congratulations, buddy. Alright, we'll check out NQ really quick. Kind of in the middle of no man's land here on the GC. Daily value area low. Retesting that VWAP standard deviation. It's much easier having a physical button. I can click for entries instead of that fat finger key on my keyboard by mistake. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Yeah, I actually like that a lot. Some nice one, Jesus Jezza. I will be adding that to my my list of things to buy. Fosterman's Pro, the unemployed millionaire, and Mr. Him. Now, the unemployed millionaire did win an Apex account and Fosterman's Pro for 1 month. So because of that, when he opens up a DM, I'll ask him whether or not. Well, congratulations, Mr. Him, because this is he won. So congratulations, Mr. Him, and obviously the unemployed millionaire. But I'll open up once you open up a ticket, you can choose whatever you want, and then after that, I'll re-roll. Okay, so I'll announce that inside the Discord. It'll just be a quick one. I'm not going to go live. If you win a game though, I'm going live just to re-roll. But if not, then I will. But that's crazy odds for a play. So we have one more giveaway, and that's for this Apex eval. So you can choose whatever. But yeah, congratulations, guys. Just open up a ticket, and I will shoot you over the prizes. But yeah, so we do these giveaways every single month. Every single month, one time a month. No worries, man. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Nice one. That is a nice one. But yeah. Wow. That's actually really good for especially on artists, right? I'll have to watch like a YouTube video or two. Anytime I buy something, I always watch like a YouTube video. See how to set it up. Let's see. We could break these daily value area lows. There's a little bit of absorption, right? But again, you know, I remember saying this earlier. I don't like absorption plays that are not, you know, that I don't really post links in here. Yeah, thank you, Jesus, that's funny. Yes, post the link. I think you can post them inside the Discord, send them in here, whatever one. It might get auto deleted, so I'll have to repost it in, but yeah, just send that in. I have like an auto mod thing. Sometimes there's so many spammers, like they'll just join the Discord and like send in a lot of, you know, not the best material. No, that's for sure. But yeah, that's what I'm saying there is CBD absorption like this is not my favorite. Seeing these sort of things, right? Just sellers piling in. But we'll see. But for now, really quickly, let's go over to GC, see if we're actually breaking anything on here, man. The last and final giveaway is in 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, breaking lows on GC. Where are we going to head towards that on patrol? Yeah, that like 4190 level again, just hovering around here. We actually just perfectly retested that as well, didn't we? Perfectly retested that, so let's see. This guy explains it really well. I understand the macro setups out for the first time watching. Nice. Right, I'll definitely give that a watch. Because that seems really cool. Just to have sitting there. Like I say, I'm traveling all the time, so, you know. But I didn't know you can get like the mini version. That's really cool. What six keys do you have set up? Or can you set up like multiple keys? Or you like if you like double tap a key or something, does something else happen? That would be dangerous for trading though if that is the case. Imagine double tapping a key and buying twice or selling twice. So yeah, let me know how that works. And what sort of buttons you have like set up. Obviously buy, sell, all that good stuff, but but we are 1 minute out, so we're actually 15 seconds out, and then obviously I'll end this live and then go and sort out all the winners, their prizes. I'll ask the unemployed millionaire what he's looking for. But congratulations, guys. We'll see who is the next winner. So we've got, there's 7:30 right now for me, 7:30 at night. Let's see what we're dealing with around here. Jake ER88. Congratulations. Congratulations, buddy. So open up a ticket. Let me see what sort of account you want. Whether you want it rhythmic, Trade. Obviously, if you're trading with Addis, or if you plan to buy Addis on Black Friday, a rhythmic account, you'll get free data with that and pretty much a free funded account. That's the way I like to look at it. You know, so that's pretty nice. You get free data, free funded account, and you get Addis all for a month. I feel like that's the best deal. You know, so if you want like an Apex account and you don't have Addis yet, that is like such a good pickup. Yeah, I've just got buy and sell at 0.25% of my account size. I'm trying to set up a button to move my stop loss to even, but trading views dog. Yeah, for macros. You can then use one of the keys to turn a page over to another 6 keys if you want to have a shitload of shortcuts. Oh wow, that's actually really cool then. Oh, that's actually really cool. Yeah, that would be kind of cool because then I could have it like set up for trading and for like streaming, for example. So I could like click a button on the stream and then it would do something like on the stream. So that is actually really cool. So I can set it up for like Addis, the stream, anything my heart desires, I'm sure. So yeah, nice one. Wow, that actually seems like a brilliant recommendation. Thank you, Jesus Jezza. But yes, I'm gonna end this one here. Obviously, congratulations to all the winners. We didn't really have too much action today. You could have probably took there was a couple little like absorption plays. I can't remember which one they were, or whereabouts they were on here. But yeah, there was nothing really going on that much. There was, sorry, but this was the absorption play. I remember now. So this was the absorption play on. Just zoom in here really quick. It'd be a little bit easier to see. You can see over here. This was from that standard deviation top band. It's pretty nice. You know, we had a bunch of green coming in, nothing happening. Then we had right on that retest, we had definitely some divergences there. So buyer stepping in, nothing really happened. But yeah, that was pretty much the only clear-cut sign where something might happen. Obviously, I was expecting if we would have broke this high, you know, buyers to step in. But look at this. As soon as we broke this high, no buyers are stepping in, right? Everyone's really scared. I think the majority of traders here are just trading the sort of range, value area high to value area low sort of vibe. But yeah, until someone comes in and says, yeah, I'm buying, and every OrderFlow trader can see that, then, you know, the way I like to imagine is, imagine you're sitting there, you're on the trading floor, in 1990s, you're on the trading floor and you hear Goldman Sachs say, I'm going to buy $1 million worth of this stock. You know how many people of low time little traders would be like, let me buy this, let me buy that. This is the exact same thing. This is the exact same thing. So until someone steps in and says, I'm going to buy, you'll get all us guys pretty much just reading the sort of OrderFlow side of things, waiting until something happens, right? But yeah, I think I'll leave it off on that note. But hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Congratulations again to all the winners of the giveaway. I am sure you're very, very happy with your prizes, and definitely go and open up a ticket and we'll get that sorted out. Make sure you all claim within the next 24 hours, 48 hours maximum. If not, we'll have to do a re-roll. So yeah, congratulations guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.